Hello, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Both saying welcome. This is Burnet and Black. I'm Joey Black. You join me here with
Freddie Burnet.
Yep.
That's me.
And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about growing up.
Yeah.
What it is to be a kid, the dreams and aspiration that we grew up with.
Yeah.
And then we're going to try and end with a nice little
final thought. Something to think about.
Final thought. So this is basically just the ramblings. This is the first show, so hopefully you enjoy it. So let's start from the beginning then, shall we?
Hit me.
Earliest memory, Fred. What was childhood like for you?
I'm sure I can remember learning how to walk.
No, you can't.
Why not?
That's mental.
Why?
That's like 2 or 3, isn't it?
Yeah, got a good memory. I mean, it might not be that. But I think I can.
Right.
Maybe not.
Well, explain the story then.
Holiday. Somewhere. I want to say Devon. It's probably 1988.
Right.
Snail trails everywhere. Remember that? In like a farmhouse, mucky. That's where we stayed. Might be a different holiday, but it's just like a collection of...
You sound like Jesus, like you were in a stable or something. What?
Well, you know, you've got to have a dream and all that. That's just what I remember. You know, sue me if you like. And then I just remember running around. But I mean, did I run before I could walk? Because normally you don't, do you? Normally
That's mental. So so you started the story by saying that your earliest memory is remembering how to walk,
to run,
and now you're saying that you were running around.
I ran first, you know,
you
and
off a little
then
bit
I sort of kissing the pop shield a bit. Yeah, and apparently my first word was Batman as well. That's what I've been told. What was your first?
You've always been weird then, since a child.
So. I mean, yeah, maybe.
That's
People
madness.
always said I'm weird.
For me,
go on.
I can't. So I have a brother.
Yeah.
Jack Black, Dr. Jack Black.
Doctor. Jack
That's
Black.
his actual name, yeah.
That's great.
Jack Black, Joe Black.
My brother-in-law's dad's called Peter Griffin.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Carry on. That's all right.
So I think my earliest memory would have to be just with him, because he's 3 years older than me.
Can you specifically remember anything about that?
I
want a specific memory.
My mum got really
I had a
upset
brother
once.
when I was young.
My mum got really upset once because I was saying about I can't really remember much as a kid. And then she was like, "What? Don't you remember going to Disneyland, Orlando?"
I mean, these are pretty substantial memories you should have retained.
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, yeah, I remember some of it, but not all of it." And she was like, "I paid fucking thousands for that holiday." What do you mean?
You don't fucking remember any of it, you selfish prick.
Yeah, I remember we went 10 days after 9/11.
10 days after 9/11.
Yeah, brilliant, because the parks are all empty.
Yeah,
no one flew.
No one dared go on a plane.
Go, if anything.
I mean, yeah, probably, and that's probably quite a financially sort of agreeable time as well, because the prices probably plummeted, didn't they?
Well, actually, you would have paid in advance, wouldn't you? They would have been paying for the holiday like 2 years.
I mean,
in advance.
you don't pound the door, do you, at Disney? I suppose you could do that. It's not it's not Wicksteed Park. 10 days after 9/11, you're a kid. How old are you?
Well, it was 2001.
Yeah.
So I would have been...
When were you born?
92, so I would have been 9.
Okay. Yeah.
9.
Sweet. Is that you got? Presume you got a memory before that, have you?
I must do, but if someone said, "Oh, remember when this happened?" I remember we always used to go to my cousin's house for New Year's, and I would never ever stay awake for midnight. Never ever.
I used to do that thing when you pretended it was midnight at like 6 p.m.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That one. It's like having a midnight feed. Yeah, exactly. All that shit. Get pissed.
You were young.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get pissed when I was young. I can't remember the first time I got pissed, but that'll probably come up.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that was my first memory. I remember crawling upstairs as well.
Right.
I mean, I've crawled upstairs since then, but that was as like a baby, like being tiny and everything being massive.
Yeah.
I'm sure I remember that, and breaking a milk bottle as well.
So the other thing I wanted to ask about is, if you don't mind talking about it, you had quite a few ailments as a child, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which is...
I mean, you call them ailments if you like. I call them blessings. Because, you know, loads of people are born the same, aren't they?
Right.
But I've got webbed hands. You see?
But that's not specific to you being a child.
No, but I had them when I was a child. I was born with them, wasn't I?
Yeah, they're not horrific, you don't grow into them.
No. It's not like a pair of trousers that you can just grow into.
No,
it's I mean, I've sort of thought about maybe, getting him.
No, but I swear you had other things.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Grommets.
That's quite a common thing, though, isn't it?
That's
in the old lug holes, if anyone doesn't know.
Yeah, it's like a little it's like a miniature. Sort of looks a bit like a miniature flesh tongue that goes in your eardrum.
Right.
That's all I know about it. And I couldn't swim for 2 years. Ironic that, innit, with the webbed hands.
You would have been brilliant.
Imagine 5 days over 2 years. I'd have been.
You probably swam before you could walk, didn't you?
Yeah, I probably did. So,
most babies can.
That's true.
See, for me, I was Bubble Boy. I was allergic to everything.
What do you mean? What's Bubble Boy?
You never seen the film Bubble Boy?
No.
About the kid who's allergic to the world, so he has to live in a bubble, like a legit bubble. That was pretty much me.
You can't stand to be around anything.
I was just allergic to everything. Everything I ate, I was allergic to.
Like
I used to have goat's milk, and then my poo would smell really bad. And that's all I remember.
Well, sometimes my poo smells really bad, and I don't have goat's milk.
So we are getting into childhood memories. I remember.
There you go.
My dad having to go to the chemist to get goat's milk because you couldn't get it anywhere else because I was allergic to cow's milk.
Did you get on prescription? Did they prescribe goat's milk?
No, it's just chemist had it. You know, chemists have always got like next to the Tampaxes and stuff. They've got like a fridge which has got kosher stuff in and like weird shit and like goat's milk because you couldn't get goat's milk in the thing.
Probably now.
Exactly. Vegan treats.
Yeah, lovely. But nice.
I was allergic to a lot of like acidic fruits, so like oranges and stuff. Orange juice and
acidic.
Stuff. Yeah.
Lime. Grapefruit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't eating that as a kid anyway. Mainly orange juice.
Orange.
So I was an apple juice kid.
Oh yeah. That can be quite tart though, an apple juice.
Really bad skin. I used to have to be basically greased up and bandaged to be put
like
together.
Like a little, what, greased up in what? Like goose fat?
Like Vaseline.
Like a channel swimmer.
Ointment.
Yeah.
Like
ointment.
Honestly, like I remember my mum said she used to get me out the bath and I'd go out like straight out. It'd be like that, like a
bar of soap.
Yeah, it's exactly that.
I can't hold on to him.
But I thought you had way more weirds.
I did. I've got speech therapy.
Speech therapy. Yeah.
I had an eye patch for a bit. I'm glad you think it's funny. It caused me endless trauma.
I can't really laugh at the speech therapy thing,
mate, if it was you, I'd laugh.
Why did you have an eye patch?
Because one eye was shit and the other one was better.
So
you put a fucking eye patch over the good one to strengthen up the weaker one. So it's clever. It's very clever.
I don't agree with it.
Why? What do you mean you don't agree with it?
Well, that makes sense.
Of course it makes sense.
Then surely that's just making both eyes shit.
No, because it makes the other one work twice as hard. So it evens them up, doesn't it?
But what? It's not good. Like what?
What do you mean?
So were you effectively blind in one eye?
No, I had no. What are you talking about? No, I had one of my eyes was stronger. I want to say it was my right eye.
But right, okay. So your weak eye.
Yeah.
How bad was it? How weak was it?
Wasn't that bad. So it was bad enough for them to warrant putting a fucking eye patch on my eye.
Right. You were walking around in circles.
Yeah. I was walking around in circles, just really milky left eye.
Missing chairs and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think it was my right eye, yeah, but I don't think that was the one for very long. Right. So I was deaf.
Right.
Dumb. Blind. Sort of. Webbed hands. What else? Didn't like a lot of food. Liked ketchup.
Oh, one of them were ketchup kids.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ketchup sandwiches.
Well, nah, that's mad, that. I had a mate who used to eat them. I had a mate who used to have sugar sandwiches as well. Salt and pepper weird. Sandwich, you ever one of them?
No.
Don't. It's horrible. Yeah.
What's wrong with ham?
I know, yeah. What's wrong with a lovely bit of fucking raspberry jam? Nothing. That's your answer.
That's weird.
Raspberry jam?
I'd cut at a jam sandwich. That's
what,
weird.
You wouldn't have a jam sandwich?
No, definitely not.
Why?
Because it's a sandwich. It doesn't have to be cake, does it? It's not a Victoria sponge.
I mean, I love a Vicky sponge.
Yeah, but
jams are perfectly.
No, it's not. It's not a sandwich.
You're fucking weird.
Sandwiches are.
What is a sandwich? A sandwich, by definition, is lovely bread, something in the middle, another lovely bit of bread. Sandwich. That's a sandwich. It could be anything you like in the middle. Yeah, I draw the line at things like salt, pepper, ketchup. Sugar.
But jam is essentially sugar, though.
Well, it's sweet,
and
sure.
Ketchup's essentially... You could say ketchup's kind of a jam. It's got fruit in it.
Tomatoes are fruit, isn't it? Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
Jam's fruit and sugar. Ketchup, fruit and sugar. So...
I mean, on a sort of, science level, there might be some method to your fucking idiocy.
So, but other than that, anything else to tick off? Turned out all right, though.
Yeah, it turned out perfectly normal. I'm sure there was something else. No, I don't know. Trying not to give too much dead space audio-wise. I used to smash my bollocks and stuff all the time, but that's
what
more.
What does that mean?
That's literally what it means. It's as simple as that. I mean, they're not even that. They're not even that intrusive.
You can't say that. What does that mean? I used to smash my bollocks on things.
I used to accidentally knock my knackers on everything. It's as simple as that. I don't know what other explanation you need, Joe.
Other than when you're playing leapfrog.
Yeah.
Whenever are you
tractor, bicycle?
Well, right. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? A fucking tractor?
I smashed my bollocks on a tractor.
How?
I was on a tractor. We went to Wales.
Right.
We went to Wales for a holiday once when I was a kid, and there was like an old tractor in the field bit where our tent was.
Right.
Oh, what's that? A tractor. Better go and climb on that. Smash my bollocks on it.
What did you trip into it? Did you slip and did
probably
splits onto it?
No, not splits, but just a slip. You know. Bang,
so are you saying you've got large?
No, definitely not.
But why are they? Why are you more?
Maybe I have. I doubt it.
Like I couldn't tell you the last time I smashed my bollocks on something.
Yeah, but I haven't done it in ages. I did the worst one I ever did.
That, thank you very much.
Yeah, I got over that phase. The worst one I ever did was, I've spoken about this before, I don't know if I've told you. This is a few years later though. This is probably when I'm about 11. Centre Parks. We used to go to my auntie and stuff. Yeah. And we used to get the Centre Parks bikes like you do and just tank about or whatever.
Through the woods, chasing squirrels.
What's that? Squirrel, lovely. Oh, let's go to the Crazy Golf. Sure. Off we go, me and my cousin Ed. And I veered off the road for some reason into a ditch, hit something, and then went over the handlebars, and then landed bollock first on this wooden post sticking out of the ground. Right, black and blue, mate. I couldn't walk. It was, I mean,
how do you know you've not done serious damage?
Well, I was just about to say that's what I don't know. I may well have done. I may have caused. I for a while thought that's probably what maybe that's why I can't grow a beard. That's what I thought. I was like, I wonder if, shock trauma of the testicles. Can't grow a beard. She hasn't got bollocks. Did she whack her bollocks when she was a little girl? And I thought, well, I wonder if that's damaged my sort of testosterone.
Now,
puberty.
if I see anyone with a beard, I'm going to go, I bet you've got lovely pristine bollocks.
You've never hit your bollocks on anything ever.
Anything ever.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the worst one. Okay. And then, other ailments, I don't know. A lot of cheese.
That's not an ailment, though. That's just you being clumsy.
I know, but I was referring back to the ailments. I was clumsy. Is clumsy an ailment?
No.
Why not?
The only way that'd be an ailment is if you had massive bollocks, and it's like, well, of course he's going to bang him on everything.
Yeah, of course he is.
That's not what you're saying.
No, not at all.
You've not got.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think they're all right. I don't know. I haven't got any. I don't compare him to anyone, so no one's seen him in ages. So I couldn't tell you. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Doesn't matter if no one. If you got a tiny knob, it doesn't matter if no one's seeing it.
Moving on from that. Yeah. So you're growing up a little bit.
A little bit.
I used to remember playing out as a kid. Yeah. The whole "Are you coming out to play?" type thing.
Yeah.
Mates knocking on your door. Yeah. Hanging around with scallywags and your parents getting a bit nervous. Yeah. Don't go further than the end of the street type thing.
Yeah. I've got a fact about the scallywags. We'll come back to that later. Carry
on. And just the weird story that I had was that whole idea of it being summer holidays or whatever, and you're, as a kid, you're up in the morning and you're out. You're on your bikes or whatever.
And you're not back till night.
And you're not back till, dinner time or whatever. And just the stupid things that you do as a kid, build ramps, go into the woods or whatever with your bikes and stuff. There's the story of always finding porn in the woods. Yeah. Always there.
Yeah, I did that. I found him in a ditch, but in a ditch. Similar sort of thing.
It's always a little bit wet from the rain.
Hole in it.
Yeah. Couple of pages stuck together type thing. Yeah. Always find porn in the woods.
Why is that?
No idea.
What's that about? Why is it that everyone... Isn't it funny that we're of a similar group, similar sort of age, and it's not just you and I, it's everyone that I'm friends with has got a story about them finding porn in the woods. That's funny, that, isn't it? How that's just a thing.
I think
there must be loads of porn in the woods.
It's through the kids. Because if I had porn, I would go probably take it to the woods. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Even now, if I found a porn mag, I'd go, I'm not in the woods, this is weird. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. It's not right if it's not in the woods.
We're talking about porn mags, which is quite a dying art.
Have you ever bought a porn mag?
Never.
No, I haven't.
No.
No, I haven't.
Never bought one. Don't need to. Go to the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Just go to the woods.
There's this thing which I think back now, and I just think it's mental, where I had this friend who lived on, it was the very corner of a estate, and from his garden onwards, they were building all like a new estate, pretty much. And there was an alleyway, which at the moment led to nothing. It would have, they were obviously building the estate, and then they'll extend the alleyway around.
So it would have led to the new estate, but
at the moment, it went around a couple of houses and then just ended with like a metal chain link fence, right? And we used to go down this alleyway because it was like a dead end, and that was like our base, like our hideout or whatever. We'd crawl under the fence, sneak into the builder's yard, and just nick bricks.
Wow. But what would you do with the bricks? We'd bring like a red house brick.
But they used to have these like white chalky ones as well.
Oh yeah.
So we'd nick them, like one by one, like think we're being all like covert, like running across, like looking if the coast is clear, nicking bricks, coming back to this little spot, and then just having stacks of bricks there. And just being like, yeah, there are bricks.
So you wouldn't do anything with the bricks?
We'd like probably build like a fake wall, but we'd be nicking like 10 or 20. Not like enough to build a fucking thing.
So it's more the act of nicking something than having something to, do you know what I mean?
And that's mental.
That is odd.
Like, why nick a brick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if I was selling them or you know what I mean, going into shops and nicking sweets or whatever, you'd probably go, oh, he's a young kid.
You can't eat a brick though.
No, you can't.
I mean,
but we would just stack them, and then the white ones we'd like draw on the floor with them because they were like chalky.
Yeah.
But just that.
Yeah.
And like, do you have any memories of like doing weird shit now that you think back and you think, why the fuck did we do that?
Nicking dust caps of cars.
Oh yeah, that was a classic. Put them on your bikes, like BMX, like a BMW dust cap.
Yeah, you used to do that. Brilliant. I used to start quite a lot of fires, and then we used to do this thing where we used to get hold of food from. I never did it because I was too much of a fucking scaredy cat, and morally I was probably a bit more on the ball than the other guys I was hanging out with. Right. But they used to nick food from their parents, like the cupboard or the fridge or whatever.
Yeah.
And we used to just pile it in the middle of the road at night and wait for a car to just come and flatten it.
Right, okay.
What's that about? Bottles of water, like pressurised, like fizzy drink. Like that could conceivably throw a driver off. Do you know what I mean? It's really wasteful, and it's just weird. I remember I had to play dead once as well because a bloke saw me running, and I jumped under the car to hide out. And there's this geezer called Owen who lived down our street, and I did that whole. I mean, I know he's not like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, but the whole if I don't move, he can't see me type thing. Right. That was that thing. I was like under this car, and so he's there going. He pulls up and Fred. Fred. He pulls up in his car like that, window down, like that, sticks his head out. Not, because he's on the right side of the road. I was over here on the left. But so he sort of leaned over like that. And I was just like...
Under a car or?
Between two cars.
Right, okay.
On the down, up
so you were visible?
Yeah, I was fucking... You could see me a mile off. But I just didn't move. And I thought, that way he won't see me because I won't move.
Right.
Because we put... he went over loads of stuff in his posh car. All sorts of things. Cream buns, fruit.
That is mental.
Weird, isn't it? Sausages. What's that about?
That's one step away from, we found like a dead rabbit in Fred's beds today.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's kind of
he's been trapping pigeons again, and he's putting their heads on Barbie dolls.
He's been cutting off mice's heads again.
Yeah, that's borderline. That was the next stage.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially if you go around with a fucking eye patch on.
Like a parrot on your shoulder. It was kind of weird.
That is really
behaviour.
So,
but I was always nice to animals though, because apparently that's one of the there's like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's something triad or something dyad, which is the what's it fucking called? It's like the thing about what identifies the or how you spot a serial killer early.
Right.
There's like two or three things: piss in the bed, cruelty to animals, like arson, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. And you had two of them.
Yeah, piss in the bed and
arson.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever pissed the bed. Oh no, I have pissed the bed, but that was far more recently.
yeah. That's not a story for the show about growing up.
No, this is for the grown-ups one.
Right. So obviously a big part of childhood is school life.
Yep.
So in the UK, I mean, I don't know if there's any American people watching, probably not. But obviously you have infant school, primary school,
okay,
junior school.
See, I didn't have that.
Secondary school. What did you have?
Lower, middle, and upper. That's what I had.
Right.
Which is what it's like in Bedfordshire.
Oh, okay. Well, that essentially.
Essentially, age bracket wise, it's a similar thing.
Yeah.
But mine was 3 schools, 4 years each.
Primary, secondary.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, mine was lower, middle, and upper. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, for me,
go on.
I can't really remember much. Again, about primary. I remember like going to assembly and singing Kumbaya and stuff like that shit.
Yeah.
And
whole world in his hands. Hand?
Yeah. Give me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. Give me oil. Like, why do you learn that? But anyway.
I can't remember any of that. I remember singing like songs.
Hymns.
Yeah, hymns and shit.
Hymns.
Whole world in his hands.
Yeah.
That one. Give me joy in my heart. Give me joy in my heart. Give me, what is it?
I don't know. Keep me burning.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me oil in my lamp. Keep me burning.
That's not what it is it?
That's one of the, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't remember.
But secondary school, obviously, is quite an important phase in people's lives, I think.
Yeah.
It's where I think people discover who they are.
Do you think?
I think so. That people build the type, you know what I mean? They build their likes, their morals, their relationships. Relationships is a big thing in secondary school.
Oh, big time.
Whether it's with mates, falling out, birds.
Fancying birds.
Yeah.
He said something else then.
So
yeah, okay. I get, yeah.
I feel like this might take up a quite big bit of this
all right, go on.
thing. But secondary school, from the top, is there anything that you remember? Or anything that sticks out when
Middle
you think
school,
back?
yeah, a few things. Like, don't really. I was talking to somebody about this recently, but this, I mean, just quickly, this isn't exclusively about my secondary school, or my middle school. But I don't really ever remember doing any work or homework.
Okay, right.
So most of the memories I have are from just capers or just silly little things, which is obviously more interesting. But I thought about that recently. And when I was going through those old journals and stuff, it's talking about writing an English thing, like an essay or prepping up a thing or whatever. I don't remember doing anything like that.
See, this is my thing, is when I think back, I can never remember sitting down at a desk writing in a textbook.
I see, I can remember doing it a bit at school.
I just don't.
But I don't ever remember doing homework.
So with school, like I was the classic, has lots of potential but would rather distract others. That was me.
I was like
which is quite obvious.
Yeah,
exactly. I think I've kept that into later life as well. Yeah. But see, I spoke about my brother. My brother was head boy at my school.
Sure.
So I think it was. I didn't care. It wasn't like oh, my brother was the perfect kid, because my brother was quite middle of the road. He wasn't. He wasn't
my tits
loud.
Are getting hot.
He wasn't. You know what I mean? He wasn't popular, but he certainly wasn't a nerd. Do you know what I mean? He was just.
Solid,
just there.
Yeah,
good, perfect head boy. Do you know what I mean? Just you wouldn't argue with it.
Yeah.
So I think when I went to that, so my school for my brother was brilliant, and that's why my brother's stayed in education. I think, and he's now a doctor, not a real doctor.
What's doctor? So he's got a PhD.
Got a PhD. Yeah, he's like Ross Geller of Friends.
Yeah.
I want to say sociology. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. He's doing all right though. He's quite big. He does like a lot of stuff for people.
Nice.
Anyway, just because it makes it seem as if he does fuck all. If I just go, oh, I don't know. Really.
Well, if he's got a PhD, he's obviously done something.
So for him, brilliant. The school was brilliant. He really enjoyed it. He got his head down. He worked. He was really into his sports. For me, it was like, oh, you're Jack Black's brother, and that was just from the get go. Oh, you're Jack's Black brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I was never. Oh, you're Joey Black. Or you're Joe Black.
You're always the little brother of the...
Oh, yeah, I know you. I know Jack, yeah. And it's like... So, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that I then resented school or anything, but it was just... I'm very different to my brother.
Yeah.
I was very... Like, I wasn't sporty when brother was.
Yeah.
I was more into arts. And not art, but like drama and music and maths.
Performance.
I was more science and maths. He was English... Fucking books, nerd. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
science and math, were you?
Completely different.
Yeah,
completely different people.
Yin and yang.
So to constantly be, oh, you're Jack's black brother, but he does this, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool.
So that was a bit tiring.
Whatever. So for me, it wasn't great, but it was just a chance for me to wind people up.
Yeah.
Have a laugh.
Yeah.
Get in trouble. I did get in trouble quite a lot.
Yeah.
But nothing spiteful. I've never had a fight in my life.
No, I haven't.
I've never had you know what I mean? I've never been done for bullying or anything like that.
No.
But there is always at school, everyone has different names for them, but ours it was nerds, grungers, chavs.
Yeah.
That was it.
See, ours wasn't. I don't know what. Nerds maybe. Chavs was later on. I was a bit, because I'm a little bit older than you, so like I think I was a bit...
By chavs, I mean like the jock stereotype. Do you know what I mean? The lads that would have a bit of a fight. are the bullies.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Sort of yardy kind of. Yeah, that's And I think that I don't remember ever having that at school.
Okay.
Upper school, definitely.
That's what I'm on about. I'm now talking about upper school. Sorry.
Okay, right, fine. Okay, so, sure.
It was a big thing.
Yeah, I was probably that.
And I think I was all right because I was funny.
Yeah,
still am. I was able to be friends with all the grungers and all that.
Grungers,
but it was. It was grungers, wasn't it? Yeah, you were a grunger. You were a smelly grunger. If you didn't like anything other than 50 Cent, you were a Grebo grunger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that was it.
No, but I remember it being Grebos. That's what I remember.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which
Grebo was a big
that
thing.
Is greasy rocker. That's what I mean. Apparently.
Well, a big thing was like emo as well. Like like the Panic at the Disco emo.
Yeah,
type.
that was a bit later on. But
that was. I think I was in school during that phase. Do you know what I mean?
I never. Did you ever have the fucking?
I never had it.
I never. I didn't.
My friends that I hung out with did.
Yeah, all my mates did.
Almost guilty by association because it was like I was with the grungers.
I'm so fucking glad I didn't. But
because I was funny, I could make the chavs laugh.
Yeah.
So I was able to bounce between groups. Do you know what I mean?
I was the same.
So I never got picked on.
No, I was the same.
But I could hang out with the nerds and the grungers because they were ultimately my mates.
Yeah.
But then I knew how to make a chav laugh. So if I ever thought I was going to get bullied,
I knew how to make. I could still make a chav laugh.
I would make a joke.
Yeah.
He'd be laughing. He'd tap me on the back and go, "Be on your way, sir.
See you later, mate."
I'd be like,
yeah, you're great.
Cheers, mate. Don't hit me.
I was very, very, very much the same.
Yeah.
I would always sort of end up hanging around the music block,
right,
playing the drums or whatever.
Yeah.
But I could drift between, you know what I mean?
Like a snake. I think we probably had a very similar thing.
I think so.
But
yeah, sorry, continue.
Another thing I want to talk about is like weird teachers. Because
I've got a fucking weird teacher for you.
It's very weird. Like when you're younger, teachers are these authoritative, almost fake on a pedestal people.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you grow up, you kind of realise that they're just people doing a job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like when you start. Well, I don't know, because I mean, presumably you went out and stuff. I know you didn't drink for.
Yeah.
You never really have, but I used to when that stuff for me started becoming very obvious was when you'd go out and get smashed up at the weekend and your geography teacher would be in a gutter somewhere just being sick.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
I've never witnessed
when
that.
You sort of smash down that kind of wall of like, oh fuck.
Mine was very much like, you know, the In-Betweeners episode where they go to the shopping centre.
Yeah, and they see
Gilbert.
Yeah.
Mine was that. Went to cinema, saw a teacher, and went, "Sir." And ran off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like when
when
you learn your teacher's first name, it's that.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Matt.
Oh god, that was so good. I used to love that.
But talking of names, I mean, I don't want to mention the teachers' names, but I will mention this one. But we had a cool graphics teacher, graphics designer, and he was like one of them cool ones. Didn't wear a tie.
Yeah,
he was really young.
All
couple of tattoos.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was called Mr. Rawlinson.
Okay.
And it's this idea of like respect and stuff. But we would walk into his class and I would call him Rawly Balls. Which now when I look back is fucking mental.
Fucking mental.
But he'd be like, "Oh yeah, good one. Sit down, lads. Come on then." And he'd DJ at the weekends. So we'd talk about him DJing and stuff. But I'd come in and go, "Hey, Rawly Balls." Do you know what I mean? Which is mental.
That is mental.
That's unbelievable.
I got done once for not done, but I got sort of pulled up once because I found out a teacher's first name.
Right.
And she thought I was being a bit inappropriate, and I got a bit done for that. Not really done, but they were just like, "Don't do that. It's a bit weird." I was like, "Okay," but she, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry, it's fine. So I can understand that is kind of that when you take that liberty like that. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Definitely. But that's why I thought it was so strange that would happen. So we're talking about other weird teachers. Then.
Well, it's kind of bad saying weird because he was this guy was obviously poorly, like fucking ill, right. And he was just a supply teacher we had once, and he was kind of always a bit, like you could always tell he was a bit different from the other teachers, kind of a bit peculiar, possibly,
right? Stuff
like that, and then it was sort of a bit inappropriate sometimes, and. Then like a couple of years after I left school, he lived with his mother near where I grew up. A couple of years after I left school, he just chopped his mum up. Apparently, just killed his mother. And then
that's not funny.
No, I said it wasn't funny.
No, but you can't.
That's what happened.
Chopped his mum up.
That's
you
what
must understand. That's a fucking hilarious thing to say. Chopped his mum up. One day chopped his mum up.
Well, he
You could have said one day he killed his mum.
I could have said that. Perhaps I should have said that.
You shouldn't say chopped his mum up.
Well, that's apparently what happened. But that was the sort of darkest kind of.
But that was it worries you because he was a teacher at the school.
It was just like you hear about things like that happening in wherever.
Yeah.
But then when it was that close to home,
but that comes back to my point.
He and I were like weren't mates, but we were fine. He was a really nice. He seemed to be a really lovely guy. You know, slightly
you'd never imagine him to chop his mum up.
Like that. Yeah, but then he did that horrendous.
But that's the thing where like teachers are normal people. They're people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
There'll be some mental ones.
Well, that's the thing. Like
there'll be some ones with
yeah.
questionable morals. There'll be some nice ones. Do you know what I mean? There'll be some odd ones.
Did you ever fancy one of your teachers? That's a yes. Who?
No. I
don't believe you.
No, there weren't any. There was. I still don't know to this day. I can't say it, but no.
You can.
But there was always like the teachers that was like young PE teachers that weren't really teachers, but they were because they were like because they were in their 20s and not 40s like the rest of them. It's like, well, if you had to, it'd probably be her.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I don't. We had a gay teacher who chopped his finger off.
Intentionally or
nah, he was a D&T and he sliced it in them. And so the other thing I want to talk about is like the creative teachers.
Right.
The teachers that you can tell go into the staff room and don't get the same amount of respect as the science teacher does.
Like, what are you talking about?
So I'm going to talk specifically about drama because for me as a kid, drama was like the play lesson. Do you know what I mean? It was like
there was definitely like lessons in the week.
We've got drama before lunch today. That means I've got a 2-hour lunch break.
Yeah, it's like having a breather.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And we had this one drama teacher who was South African.
Right.
And we had a falling out, which was a big deal, a big public deal. So a little bit backstory. I was obviously very much into the drama thing and stuff. I was the first year 8 to have a lead role in the school production.
Wow.
I was told that, so I'm gonna continue to this day. I reckon that's probably still me.
I mean, that's quite an accolade.
What it was Rocky Horror Monster Show, not the transy version, just the regular one.
Yeah.
And I was going for the part of Igor. Mm-hmm. So I thought I'll go a bit method. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking live it.
I lift the t-shirt above my head.
Yeah.
But stuck like a little hand out. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like a full arm. Limped in and was like.
So you lived the role. You're like fucking Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Blew it away. But obviously, I was one of the because I was a kid, so that the year 8s ones were like later on because we were just going to get cast as like chorus or like background people.
Sure. Yeah.
So they'd already seen all the older people that were going to get the main roles. And there was this one kid who they'd already cast as Igor, obviously in their brains.
Yeah.
And then they saw me and was like, oh fuck,
yeah,
he's got to be it, obviously, because he fits the part perfectly.
Of course he does. Why not?
And so this is what they came up with: is they went, right, okay, they can both be Igor. And we'll sellotape them together, and it'll be a weird Siamese twin Igor, right?
What?
Turns out the kid on sellotape was one of the most fucking annoying.
So hang on.
Little knobheads in the world.
They sellotaped you to another little boy.
Yes. Yeah. It was like a 3-legged race. Do you know what I mean? They sellotaped our leg. They made these trousers that had like one leg in the middle.
Yeah.
And then a t-shirt that we had to like hold each other by the waist.
And was he a prick or was he alright?
He was one of them kids that was just like, you can tell he's just been allowed to do whatever he wanted. It's like,
free reign.
Like on uniform day, he'd come in wearing fucking stilts. One of them cunts. Do you know what I mean? Because the mum's gone, oh, you want to wear stilts? You want to work in the circus? Oh yeah. It's not like
comes into school on a horse.
Yeah, like if I was getting dressed for non-uniform day and I put a top hat on, my mum would go, don't wear that, you look like a fucking idiot. Because in her head, she knows I'm going to go to school and get bullied. Yeah, her would have gone, oh, top hat, you look great. Yeah, if you wanted to wear a top hat, wear whatever you want. You know that whole thing like, oh, there are kids, let them dress up. It's like, no, there has to be a point, because that kid's going to go to school. The top hat's going to be in the bin. He's going to get his fucking head kicked in. Yeah. Right? That's just life. That's just what happens. Yeah. And he'll probably grow up to be a psycho. I fully believe in that. Like, don't agree with bullying at all.
Definitely
I'm going to put that down.
Nasty.
But don't send your kid like a fucking lamb to the slaughter. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there is a responsibility.
Yeah, I do.
Kids can be individuals. Do whatever you want. You know what I mean? If you want to wear stripy gloves, you're probably going to get bullied, but sure, fine.
Fingerless gloves?
Yeah. You know the type.
All the ones you can make into mittens?
Yes. I'm not disputing that at all. But when you come into school with, you know what I mean, a fucking Superman costume on, or do you know what I mean, stilts, because it's non-uniform day.
Did
I go to circus club at the weekend. Did stilts
actually happen?
Yeah, he was one of them kind of guys. It was just like, mate,
see, I don't know. I'm not sure if that.
And he probably does fuck all now because he probably had life of expectations. Oh, you want to wear stilts? You want to work in a circus? Yeah, you go do that. And then he's got into the real world. The big wide world.
Nice.
And it's like, no, I can't work in a fucking circus because no one does that. Shit, now I'm going to be working in fucking...
I tell you, you can still find a circus. It's still around.
Anyway, so I got... And because he was always trying to... Because he was a bit like, I got year 8 here, he was doing a better job than me. Yeah. He was trying to overperform. He was killing...
So you were sellotaped to an overperforming lad on stilts.
I blew it away. So So this is basically my acting career. Year 9, I got Best Actor for my award-winning role in Macbeth. I was Macbeth. It was brilliant. We did
You were Macbeth? That's great.
And I wrote the script and everything. We did a modern day...
Did you?
Yes.
Did you?
Well, no, the script was there, but I wrote the idea.
I was going to say.
It was like the words, hear the words, but you figure out...
So you did an adaptation of William Shakespeare's play?
Yeah, and we did it... we did modern world. So we had the streets as a soundtrack. Do you know what I mean? It was fucking brilliant.
So you did a Baz Luhrmann, did you?
Yeah, it was incredible. And I won Best Actor for that. So I was known. I was one of them kids that didn't care as well. I was just... enjoyed it and was good at it.
Yeah.
I was one of them, I'll do it on the night. And then I did it on the night. It was fucking brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like, I wasn't one of them ones over milking it. I wasn't like, oh, drama. Like, you know what I mean? I'm Mrs. Favourite Actor. I was just like,
yes, I am the
where
best.
Do you want me? Yeah. What's my line?
Where's my...
Delivered.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And there was just this drama teacher, and she had this brilliant thing where she would say sayings but hideously incorrect. And I don't know if it was the language or the culture barrier.
Give me an example.
Because she was South African.
Right.
But there was one day where we were just dicking about and she was getting frustrated, obviously, because she's trying to teach and we're like, it's drama, there's nothing to teach. You know what I mean? Let me play on this beanbag for an hour.
Yeah.
And she just stood there and she was like...
play on this beanbag.
Like, she wouldn't shout, she was just like waiting for us. And we were just like dicking about. And then she went, I'm really... biting off my own nose here. And we were like, sorry, what? She's like, you know what I mean? I'm biting off my own nose. And we were like, well,
cutting off her nose to spite her face. Is that what she was going for?
That's what I think. But even that saying
doesn't fit
the situation she was in. Do you know what I mean? And she'd always come out with things like that, like she'd get the word wrong or just get the reference wrong. So it became a thing, right, lads, we're just going to dick about this lesson to see what fucking mental saying she's going to come out with. And then Mum, she used to get a fanny out in front of my mum.
What do you mean?
She went to the same gym as my mum.
Well, and your mum saw her...
And she was one of them people that in the changing room would just bear all. Do you know what I mean? And my mum found it very... Like, my mum's a normal, polite person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She goes to the changing room, gets changed, does whatever, comes back, gets changed.
Yeah, fanny out in front of your mum.
There's this story my mum was telling me that they were talking about school, were talking about me.
Yeah.
And my mum's like there, like... just waiting to leave, like looking anywhere else, and she was just there, bolloco, just chatting about me and about
funny,
school.
Because some people
Mum was a bit like, this is a bit uncomfortable.
Some people are so comfortable with them. Like, I'll if I absolutely have to, I will, stand naked in front of somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sort of like, oh, it's disgusting. I'm not like that. Right, I'm not like that. I don't know, doctor, fucking lover, woman, whatever. But people who are so like when I used to go to the gym, I haven't been in ages, obviously. Quite recently. Anyway, you'd get people in there who'd get fucking shoes, socks, fucking vest, shirt, fucking jacket, backpack, hat.
Yeah. Did you ever have that?
Before they put their pants on.
Did you ever have the shower situation at school?
Yeah, horrible. Hated it.
We never had that.
Hated it.
We never
fucking
had that.
hated it. I thought it was quite fucking shit of them, actually.
There was showers at our school, but there was never... PE was just, you just got changed.
We used to... No, we did.
If you did rugby or something, it was like, right...
What was his fucking name?
You just went home or you're muddy.
Well, they used to get fucking Monday mornings,
right,
frozen fucking rugby pitch, and our rugby pitch the corner of our rugby pitch sat at the bottom of this gully, so whatever sort of moisture or water there was, other than the frost in the winter times, they'd make you run up this hill and then run back down and just Klingsman through this fucking frozen mud and water, like bit of water. You'd just be covered, and then you have to shower.
Right.
And the shower was like, it was a bit like this room. It was just one room with just fucking showers on the wall.
Yeah.
And I hated it, especially when it was all like puberty and all that. And some blokes were some boys were further along than others. Do you know what I mean?
PE teachers got involved as well, didn't they?
Oh, it was just horrible. I hated it. It was like,
yeah, we never had that.
Crap. I think it must be quite damaging. That.
Well, has it damaged you?
Go on. Probably. I don't know. No, probably not.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Like psychologically, it's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, it's spoke about.
It's definitely like
a thing
in front of people. How much could you knob out in front of? You know what I mean? Like,
we never. And I'm sure. Well, you got massive bollocks. You probably would have been knocking them on everyone. So
I'd have caught them on the shower.
There is that. What about? So, what was your favourite subjects then, if you remember back?
I used to like history, music, and drama a bit. I did an A-level in drama.
Oh, wow.
Didn't do very well, but I did it. I passed just.
How did you not do well? It's easy, isn't it?
No, not really.
No,
I've always
came natural to me.
Yeah, I've got it, ain't Joe? So, I've never done very good at like exams and studying and stuff. And somehow I've got a degree, and it's not brilliant, passed, and it's fine. But I don't know. I've just never been very good at like academic.
You talk about exams, so when the whole thing about GCSEs, that whole looming doom of GCSEs, how was that for you?
Hell, hated it.
Right,
I was shit at it. Didn't do any revision.
That'd be
which might be why.
See, my opinion of it now is that it's all bullshit.
Yes,
not needed.
100%.
The stress isn't needed.
No, it's not
at all.
It's crazy.
And I don't like the idea of being tested on things that you don't necessarily care about, or
it's completely shit.
Obviously, I know that you need to be able to like learn, read, and write and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that this is not going to happen because the educational system is the way it is. My little idea is not going to become what the world does.
Sure.
But my idea is that you prepare for what you want to move on to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the stress and the trauma of what kids and stuff go through for these GCSEs is ridiculous. When literally, as soon as I started college, I've never been asked a single fucking question about my GCSEs ever.
No,
ever.
true.
Nobody cares. People know you can read and write. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it seems to be two things that it seems to sort of mainly be is a discipline that you fucking learn to apply yourself to something and commit to something in order to achieve something. And also, it's a pathway to lead you onto other stuff, which is bollocks as well.
Yeah,
I get the discipline
stuff,
thing. I get that. I think it is good to be able to.
You can't do that on a kid that is crap at maths and doesn't care about
because it just
maths.
Puts them off everything.
Exactly.
But the other thing about that is, I think it's shit at school how they're like. It's almost like you got to decide what you're going to be when you grow up when you're a fucking kid. Do you know what I mean? It's totally. Like, how can you? Because I'm 31, I still don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I sort of do. I've sort of got a rough idea, but like in terms of like, some people do know. Like my mother, she was always like, I want to be a nurse or a midwife.
Yeah,
or
totally.
Both, right? When she was a kid, she always wanted to do it, so she did it, and that's what she's done. But some people just aren't like that, I don't think.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And especially when some cunts like, you should know what you're going to do when you're fucking 50 when you're 9, otherwise you're a fucking failure. Yeah. It's like, how fucking dare you
that's why you're a
like,
teacher, is it? Because I bet you didn't want to do this.
No, I know. But
so
that being said, I have enormous respect for a lot of teachers.
A classic example of my attitude at school was the way they did the maths GCSE at mine was you did the test, but the max you could get in that test was a B, so that they didn't put kids that had no chance of getting an A. It was like that. The A was another paper you had to do.
Yeah.
So it was like it's pointless.
Something similar structurally.
It's pointless making the kids that we're just trying to get them a C, a pass. It's pointless getting them to do this really hard one, and it could possibly fuck all their answers through stress or whatever, which is a good thing to do. So I did the test, and then they must have a way of checking it quite immediately, because it was like, oh, you're going to have another maths test at the end of the week.
So they stuck you on the harder paper.
In my head, because I was in top set for maths, I was good at maths. I didn't care, but I was just I guess my brain is more.
I had a lad who sat next to me, used to pick his veins with a fucking compass. That's the caliber of the students I went to school with.
But that was
not all of them.
But I was like,
he was quite nice.
I was middle for English, so I was maths and science and music.
Yeah.
Not English and art. Right. You know what I mean? Which is what I think. I think brains work that way. You're either English, art, history.
There is.
Do you know what I mean?
There is a thing, isn't it? Left and right. There's the left and right hand side of the brain thing. You've got a very creative, arty, practical side, and you've got an academic, numbers, theatre, you know, all that other side.
But this was me, like, and my mum to this day is still fuming about this. So I sat down in that test and I went, hang on a sec, I'm in the test to try and get an A here, which means I've got a B. Brilliant. I've got a B. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Closed the test. I didn't do anything. I just sat there because I just thought, I've got a B.
I mean, that's quite a...
I don't need to do this.
Mature and sort of...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
So then I left. I didn't even touch the paper.
Your mum's obviously fucked off because you could have got an A.
Yeah, that's my mum. She was like, why didn't you do anything? I was like, well, I didn't have to. I was fine. I got my B. I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Why would I do more work? Why would I strain myself?
Yeah,
why would I put myself out to get some better marks?
Get fucking one.
So to this day, my mum's
letter.
like, you could have had a fucking A star in maths, and all I can do now is laugh because now I think I probably could have tried. I sat there for an hour and did nothing, twiddled my thumbs.
Do you regret not doing anything? Yes, you do a bit.
No, because it didn't make a difference. If I'd got that A star, nothing would have changed in my life.
No, it wouldn't have changed.
No.
Well, I don't know. You might have been a maths man, a mathematician. You might have been doing sums now instead of sat in a container with me. Right, you.
But so that was my classic of. I think that was school for me, where I did what I could.
It sounds like you did really well. I did terribly at school.
Well, I mean, I got 1D, which was RE, which I look back now and I think I probably could have done better because now I look back and that would fascinate me. Since going from school, I've seen a bit of the world, I've seen a bit of other cultures. I'm fascinated by religion.
I'm interested in it academically for sure.
So that's the only one where I look back and I think I would do that again. Yeah. But that's for personal gain. Yeah. That's not to get a piece of paper that says A on it. That's because I'm genuinely interested, which is how I think the GCSE should be.
I regret...
But that was my only D. Everything else was C's and above. But I only got 1A, which was music. No, it was drama. I didn't even get an A in music. I got a B in music. So I got 1A in drama. So the rest were B's and C's.
Well, that's much better than mine. I can't remember, like 3 C's and the rest were D's or something. That's terrible. It was fucking shit.
Oh, I think
maybe more than that. Well, I did A-levels.
But this is my thing. It's pointless. It's pointless.
Well, I think...
Literally pointless.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it point? I mean, because
pointless. College, sure. Because I went on to college and then I went on to uni, so I've done the educational system.
Yeah, so
I've done it.
I went through
a degree.
Somehow I got through the whole thing and got a degree. Yeah.
But even college didn't really need my GCSEs to get into it. Uni, my college results got me into uni. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I think, and if you're applying yourself, you are going to do good in the lessons because you want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So in school, where you're doing these GCSEs, doing exams where you don't care. RE, I didn't care at the time. Maths, I obviously didn't care enough. I could have got an A.
But I think it's very. It's like what I said a minute ago. It's very difficult to put the weight of that on a young person. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
because you don't fucking know. Like now, I think everything I've learned and all the things I find really interesting now, like history, and various other sort of things to do with, early 20, like the World War II or stuff like that, and some various science things that I find interesting.
Yeah,
I can't grasp it because I'm not. I'm really interested in everything that Brian Cox says, but I don't understand any of it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But all the stuff I've learned about that stuff, thin on the ground as it may be, I've learned all that on my own. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, totally,
I sort of wish
you wanted to.
Yeah, because I wanted to, and I'm seeking it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's fascinating to me. I sort of wish when I was younger, I knew what I'd be into now.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But how can you fucking?
Well,
if my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. Do you know what I mean? It's that one, isn't it?
I always knew I'd go into like a music-y type.
I've always done music.
Job.
I started playing the violin when I was 4.
There was a long time where I was going to be a chef.
That's a good
My old man's
gig.
a chef, and I enjoyed cooking. But then the music thing happened, so that's.
I think I've always thought it's somehow.
But so I want to try and start to wrap up this episode.
Go
on. So the last bit I want to talk about is prom.
Right.
What was your prom
like?
Didn't go. You didn't go?
No.
Why not?
I had a gig. Do you know what? In that journal I've got in there is my prom ticket.
Wow.
I think it is.
Why
anyway.
So you had a gig?
Yeah, I had a gig.
Right.
I think I was playing with Sphere at Bedford Esquires. So that's true.
That's mental.
Yeah, I didn't go because I think I'm sure I played.
Prom
a gig.
was a big deal at my school.
I bought a ticket and I didn't go.
Right. So I have a funny story about prom.
Killed your.
That it kind of has, because I was hoping you'd have like a funny story.
No, I haven't.
Prom was a big deal. It was prom. Do you know what I mean? And
tell me about your prom.
School,
did you go with somebody? Did you go with a lady?
No. No, none.
I've got to know. You have to tell me what you wore.
Respectable. So if I start from the beginning, we did our proms before the GCSEs. So we did it.
That's mental.
In the middle of the year, because they knew that prom would distract people, so they didn't want to put it at the end of the year. Yeah. So it was you did, because you know when you do GCSEs, you kind of break up for school really early.
Yeah,
and then you just come in to do your stuff.
Yeah.
So it was, they did prom then,
right?
And then it was like, right, now everyone's out of school, you're learning, you come back in for your GCSEs.
See you later.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Good way to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
But ours was the first prom which wasn't in the school.
Right.
Our year was the first one that we rented a country club in Billericay, Stockbrook Manor.
Oh, I went through there,
and it was like a proper golf club.
La-di-da.
A stately home type thing. Yeah. And so that was our first prom. So I was respectable. I had a nice, normal, like top man grey suit.
Very nice.
White shirt, flowery tie. Do you know what I mean? I didn't tuck some fucking bow tie. I was just nice and slick. I was in charge of getting the limo, so I got a gold one.
What?
A gold limo.
You got a gold limo?
Gold stretch limo.
Oh my God.
And I think we listened to like fucking shit like Enter Shikari on the way there.
Very good.
And G Unit, this is how we do.
Yeah.
This is how we do. Because I was like, that'll probably be a good song to rock up to. And the funny thing is me and a close friend of mine, Joe Hart, who is one of the other speakers on the Never Heard podcast.
Lovely.
We've grown up together. We've been my best mates since kids type thing.
Yeah.
Me and him, we've always done like musical stuff together, like bands together and stuff. And we had this one project where I'd say we were DJs, but we weren't DJs. It was the two of us, and we both had like shitty little micro Korg synths.
Oh yeah, very nice.
And
they're pretty good, them.
They were good, and it would basically consist of him finding samples and like vocal tracks and remixes of songs.
Did you do any rapping?
No,
not rapper.
He would play the track out of his iTunes on his laptop or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we would just dick over the top with Sims.
That's so funny.
And we played our prom.
What? Were you like a headline at your prom?
No. So there was a band that played,
right.
and that we went on before with these fucking Sims and shit. And we wore, you know, like the classic Dappy hat, like the woolly hat that has the ears.
Yeah.
We wore them because we thought
that was your gimmick.
That can be our gimmick.
That was your thing.
So picture us.
It's like Orbital
in
got the bulbs.
Yeah.
Daft Punk got the helmets.
Yeah. We had the Dappy hat.
You got the woolly hat with the things on it.
Yeah. And we dicking with Simps for a little bit.
Yeah.
There was one point where someone knocked out the power, but the laptop kept playing, so no one knew.
I've been in situations
we were like, oh shit, the power's gone. Oh, but no one can actually hear what I'm doing here anyway, so none the wiser. Yeah. And we did like Block Party remixes. We did like a Test Icicles song at prom, which is pretty mental, like for anyone that knows Test Icicles.
Yeah, I remember them.
And that was our prom. Yeah, and we...
oh my God.
I didn't get prom king, obviously.
You should have done.
And then we ended up going back to someone's house, and it was like the classic... Do you know what I mean? Didn't have sex with anyone, but dicked around with condoms type thing. Do you know what I mean?
Went home with a condom in your head.
And yeah, so that was prom, but you didn't go. So
I didn't. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I had a gig. I think it was partly like that. Oh, I'm fucking going. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I was thinking I was a bit
cool.
like a little bit. Yeah. You know, and I was right. And but I don't know. I think I just had a gig came up because I started planning like doing gigs around Bedford and stuff. Well, young, like when I was like 13 or maybe 14.
Right.
And did all that with Sphere. And I said that was it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's
flattened.
cool.
I've flattened the end of your pod.
So to round this podcast off, because we want to leave with a message, with a question, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a mantra almost, or just to sign it off.
Just a final thought.
Yeah. If you, Fred, could tell your younger self anything now, what would it be? What would you say to yourself, Fred?
Knowing
what you know now,
Don't worry about stuff so much.
Right.
Try and pull girls much more and get better at it earlier. You know, learn how to do it earlier so I don't have to learn how to do it now.
Right.
Yeah, not worry about stuff.
Right.
Chat out more women. You know.
Yeah.
Get the ball rolling earlier.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
Ditch the patch. Stop creeping them out.
Eye patch. Don't worry about that. You'll need one eye anyway. Your depth suffers. But yeah, if I was telling my sort of mid-teens or my early mid-teens,
yeah,
it'd be like, don't worry too much about stuff. Everything will be all right. Try and start pulling girls sooner.
Right. Yeah,
that's pretty vain, isn't it? Do you think that's pretty... Do you know what I mean, though? Get better at that stuff, because I was always a bit shy and a bit of a prick.
I thought I was going to be vain, because my answer with that, I honestly wouldn't... I don't know, because I could say to myself, chill out a bit more, don't take stuff too seriously, but I don't think I ever did. It's not being vain. I think I'm quite proud of that. I think I've always not taken myself too seriously.
I wish that I was a bit... I wish that I was a bit lighter with stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've always been... I mean, you ask any of our lot or whatever, anybody, they'll tell you that I'm a worrier and stuff like that. I'm not as bad as I was, but I do overthink things and I do get fucking wound up and stressed about stuff. Yeah. And a part of that, you know, a bit of that's fine because it keeps you in check and it means you care about stuff, right? But like needlessly getting fucking wound up and stressed over nothing is fucking just detrimental to everything.
Of course. So. But that's me. Like, I think I don't regret anything. I really struggle to answer that question.
Yeah.
Because if I said, yeah, piss about a bit more, have a bit more of a laugh, like I think I did.
Yeah, you did that anyway.
And I don't regret. It's not like I'm like, oh,
no,
shit, I wish I'd got that A. I don't feel like that.
No.
I just find it funny. And I've turned out right, I think.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
So,
but I think so.
I think maybe I'd say just enjoy it a bit more. Try and remember it a bit more.
That's a good one.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
just
good one.
try and take a step back and just absorb more of what's going on around you.
I think that's
that later on you can
look
look back a bit more positively.
Pretty much where I'm at with that. Yeah.
But yeah,
just
so
chill out a bit.
That was the first episode.
There you go.
Hope you enjoyed it. That was about growing up.
One done. I think there's going to be more. Do you know what? I think there'll be more stuff about all that. I think it's going to keep coming up.
There's a few more stuff about school I can talk about, but it's always difficult because you don't want to name names, you don't want to mention anyone.
Yeah, you
don't want to say anything untrue, you don't want to, but there's definitely some more stuff there. But sweet. Yeah, hopefully, if you like this episode, keep in touch, send us some questions or whatever.
Roll out some more.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe.
And yeah, there'll be another episode soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.